I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing a series that has finished, but it's still recent. Not a series that has finished. The first season has finished, and it is a continuation of a series that I love so much. And so I was excited to just binge watch these new episodes, and they did not disappoint. They were really good. I really, really loved them. There were a few things that I wanted to talk about, but for the most part, it was good. So today I'm going to be reviewing the first season. I'm hoping that we get, well, it was approved, so I'm hoping that it all goes well and everything. We get our second season of Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. Um, so this series is sort of a spin-off, kind of continuation of the original Pretty Little Liars. In regards to the series, I did really like it. The books, I really loved the first one, and then I made it to the third one. I was just kind of like, I know that they're really good books once you get really into it. But I was already knee deep into the series at that point. And what is going on with these bangs? They look so short today. Um, and so yeah, I just felt that there was something that the series had that the books wasn't giving me. The TV series I felt was just a little bit more. It had certain aspects I think I really liked that the books didn't, when it came to like Ezra and Arya, Toby and Spencer, things that like Caleb, like that weren't even in the book characters. Um, there was all these different twists, and obviously the series extends a lot of things and makes them a lot more dramatic, and they have to because they have a certain amount of episodes that they want to get out and certain plots that they want to deliver. And so I just really liked it. And I did not watch The Perfectionist because I just felt like I wasn't gonna like it. I don't know. And then from what I heard about it, I didn't think I was gonna like it either. And then it got canceled. So I don't know what happened with that. There were certain plot holes that they created and or left unfinished. As Emily and Allie like getting divorced and like all this stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what happened with it, and I'm kind of sad, but it's okay. We're moving on. So getting into the actual series, this takes place several towns over, and it kind of had like this old timey vibe, old timey town kind of feel. Um, and then we have a group of, I believe it's five girls, and they're all daughters of these girls who went to high school and caused basically a girl to commit suicide because they teased her so much. And although I thought this was a really great premise, like I was like not sure if the moms really understood what they had done and really took accountability for it at the end. It was just kind of like, yeah, we made fun of this girl, and they didn't want to tell their daughters because they felt bad. But it's like it was this whole, like, it shouldn't have been this whole secretive thing. Like, it felt like they were still being very childish about it, which is like bizarre to me because they're moms at this point, and these kids literally have more guts and more wits than their mothers. And I think that was kind of like the purpose of the season, but at the same time it's just like, okay. And the fact that they literally like admitted to things and did not tell the full story multiple amounts of times, it was just like, do you not see what's happening to your daughters and you don't care to like admit these little details? Um so what was really different was they did tell the parents, not right away, but eventually, before the whole thing finished. And that was really interesting because then the parents were involved a little bit more. Well, they weren't really involved because they were kind of like, I'm sorry, like they just did not seem all there sometimes with what they were thinking. And they made a lot of mistakes with their children, and like in their childhood, and just like they did not learn. Um, but yeah, so the girls like told them and everything, and we think everything's gonna be okay, and obviously it's not. I thought this was just gonna be a one-time series thing, and it ended up being more than that, which I'm really happy with. Um, the actress that plays Imogen, I love her. Watched her since I was a kid. I think the girl who is in Zombies is also in that, and the girl who played Mouse was actually a really good actress. She was actually one of my favorites. I've never seen her in anything before this, and she just was really, really good. I don't really understand like why she like tried to like once I got to know her character a little bit more, like she just seemed like this loving, caring individual. But like she literally like put herself in a situation in harm's way where she's contacting these individuals thinking that she is providing them some sort of peace and closure when she's also advertising herself in this very like in the internet and in this very public way that we could see with this one guy goes completely off the rails, and he starts following her and like wanting like her to be like his child essentially. And then there's like these sexual undertones, and it's just like this is creepy and messed up, and can you not see what you're doing wrong, but yet at the same time you can. And so like she has a very interesting, I think, moral compass. Causes her to be a little bit blind because of her overprotective moms, and like just like her parents past and everything. And you can really see that reflected in her actions, and it a lot of them do things and have accepted things that like I'm just like that normally not have been okay. Like the fact that who was it? That one girl who is really into like filming movies and horror movies, and who worked at the movie theater. Like her boss literally was like about to like kiss her and like do stuff with her, and she's just like, oh, it's just a mistake, it's okay, he's a great guy. And it's just like, but either way, he made this mistake that should have caused distance between you guys, and it didn't really feel like that. It was like maybe for like a day, and that was it. And then you trusted him again, and yet your best friend also ends up being the guy who raped you and raped your best friend and is the father of her child. Like, what did you not see? And she's like the one I feel that's most grounded. I thought it was Imogen, but like with stuff going on with her mom and stuff, like I really did feel like it was her. And it's just like you don't like doing these, like she didn't like going out and partying and stuff. I thought that was a result of like what had happened to her, but it's like she just doesn't like doing that. But yet you went to parties, like, but why? There was like no real backstory with that, and it just was like, okay, this happened to you, and now this guy is like going after you in the car, and you don't seem to really be affected by that, but you seem to be affected by the person, that the football player that you assume was the one who raped you, but he's not actually doing an action, your boss is. So it was just like all these skewered and like messed up things. And then Mouse was also like just very innocent. She didn't get to do a lot of things, and so she obviously was a little bit rebellious. That the one mom of the ballerina, like she literally like made her daughter get a surgery just because of like body image, and I'm just like, these people are so messed up. And it like added all these creepy undertones that I really loved. but I was at the same time just like sitting there like, how are these things okay? And they're just like shaking it off, like, but it also adds to like the storyline. The fact that the principal ended up being, I think it was Amanda, was that her name? Her mom, like, and then she had a twin brother named Archie. And then also, isn't Riverdale like in the same universe as Pretty Little Liars? So just his name being Archie was a little strange. But like, they were twins. Like, why is there all these parallels with twins in these episodes? I don't really understand, but okay. Also, like, did they just coincidentally the main like thing person that they're looking for is always starting with an A. Um, and then they're like two towns over from what happened with the original Liars, and like it's a couple of years later, because we find out that because Imogen is like giving her baby to Ezra and Arya, but it's like, and I love that, and there was like also a little tie into Caleb with the pills and stuff, but like did they learn the name A from there and that they're just like, hey, let's do something like this? I'm sorry, my dogs are going crazy. Like with this exact name of like the killer slash antagonist, and like why, like how is it that all these people are just like choosing to be known as A? Is there like this deeper connection? I'm hoping we get to explore that maybe next season. And also just the twin sisters, they were just all over the place, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And I don't know how Imogen was so okay with being friends with her, but like she was also this very sweet girl. Obviously her mom was more psychologically going through things than we realized, and who she saw her mom as was not like the whole picture, and her learning to accept that was just like all these struggles. I wanted to see more of like that kind of like, I guess, ghostly kind of elements. Like we went to Ravenswood and there was all these things going on with ghosts and the afterlife, and it was kind of tied into Pretty Little Liars, and we obviously get that kind of feeling, but I wanted kind of that to be explored a little bit more, especially with all the undertones and like creepy stuff that was really going on. It took much more of like, I think, a Halloweeny ghost story kind of approach than I think Pretty Little Liars did. Pretty Little Liars was much more kind of terror, kind of like thriller kind of thing. Um, Not terror, yeah, thriller, like edge of your seat kind of thing, mystery. Whereas this one, I feel there was just like a little bit more of that, and I think that's what I really liked, because I was really wanting that like Halloween feeling, and that really provided that. And yeah, just there's always a sheriff with something going on with him, um, and the fact that like the way that he died was so brutal. Like there was so many like brutal moments, like parallels to Carrie and all these other creepy like and horror movies and TV shows. I think was just spot on. I wanted that one twin to be the other twin. That's what we expected, and the fact that she was so like, I guess the other twin was loved so much and beloved by everyone, and the father accepted her and like, you know, loved her so much. Like this twin wanted to be her, and like I thought we were going to kind of go the book route of the original Pretty Liars and this be like the twin, and then she killed the other one. And no, that wasn't the case at all. I was kind of having trouble finding the connection between it, like the main moms and like the kids. Like I knew the connection, but then when it came to like the twins, like what was it? Like it wasn't until the end where it was like, oh, it's the dad who was like the original person who raped the original girl. And just the fact that we went back to um, we went back to Rosewood, and we went back to the Radley, and all those little tie-ins and like Easter eggs I think were really great too. Not for the fans, but just like also because like they really tied in the story, and it just like their time there, they were so relaxed, and it just made me smile, like them just enjoying themselves. And it added like a little bit more of that like girls in high school kind of vibe. I don't know why I keep doing this. But yeah, so all in all, I liked the series. I really liked it. I loved it. And I'm excited to see what they do because I feel they tied it up pretty well, even though it kind of was so compact and like there was like two episodes released per week. And it was only like a certain amount of episodes and it ended pretty quick. I felt it was really good and it felt it was a little rush and very quick because like that last episode like they tried to like make sure everything was like all loose ends were tied, everyone got like their happy ending, and it was a little cringy and a little cliche. But I still feel like there's room to create things with like the mom going to rehab, what's going to happen to that one mom with that one girl who got the surgery, like how is she and her daughter's relationship going to be really, um, and like are we going to get a cameo from Ezra and Arya, like with Imogen like being in contact with them with the baby, like there's all these different things. Are we going to finally know what happened with Allie and Emily? Like I don't know, like anything is possible, and I feel like Pretty Little Liars is like it was really good at tying up things and making things make sense for the most part. So I'm hoping that's the same thing with this series. And so yeah, I'm hoping they don't drag things out and make things out of nothing and not really make them into anything that would make sense. But those are just my thoughts. But yeah, um, those are my thoughts on I was gonna say the movie. It made a really good movie. But the series. And yeah, those are all my thoughts on it. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all real soon. Bye.